Caleb Plant and the Premier Boxing Champions, they confirm the news that I gave you guys. Canelo versus Plant for Undisputed. Oh, it's on. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Before I get started, if you're new, if it's your first time hearing my voice, hit the subscribe button. The rest of you, or even if you're new, throw a like on the video. It goes a long way when you hit the thumb up on the video, so make sure you guys do that. And let's get into the news. Now, I did some videos about this. I'll give you guys boxing in its entirety, the latest and greatest, all things boxing. And I let you know that Canelo had, actually I made the video before Canelo had posted it, but I let you know that Canelo was fighting Plant earlier in the week. People didn't believe me. Then ESPN said it. Then Canelo posted it. And it's crazy in the world of boxing with all this. People still doubted that the fight was going to happen. Now, I understand the Caleb Plant fight initially had some roadblocks and they were coming to terms and differences and variances of opinion or whatever. But my job as a boxing analyst is to give you guys accurate, quick, educated, and reliable information. And I try to do that. I don't get on here. I know it's YouTube and a lot of people do this, but I don't get on here just bumping my gums for my health and saying stuff that I do not believe to be true. So yet and still brings us here. People doubted the previous videos. They doubted when I said it. They doubted when ESPN reported it. They doubted it when Canelo posted it for whatever reason. So if this doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. So Canelo posted and Canelo team posted this graphic or a variation of the Canelo Plant, November 6th. You see, it says Las Vegas, right? Premier Boxing Champions. They said hashtag Canelo Plant, November 6th, Canelo team. And you look at the top, guess who retweeted it? Canelo Alvarez, who was tagged in the post. So at this point, again, if you don't believe that this fight is going down for Undisputed, then, you know, you're just trolling or you're obtuse or something. Speaking of Caleb Plant, on his verified page, you see, I told you I'd give you guys the information. Verified Caleb Plant, so I can cover my tracks. He posted a version of it with him, and it says Canelo Plant, November 6th, Las Vegas. And he says, "You'll soon see, I promise you." 5 hours ago, right? You'll soon see, right? His wife posted this, a man of his word, and it's the same post. So again, at this point, if you don't think it's going on still with all this proof, then, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know what to tell you. Just keep being in disbelief. Great fight. I'm looking forward to the fight. PBC, Al Heyman, they got it done here. Look, here's another one. November, Premier Boxing Champ, verified page, Canelo Plant, right? It's a repost. So, great fight, meaningful fight in the 4-belt division. We'll have a supreme ruler at super middleweight. I don't know when we've had a decided 168 pound. We've had some good fighters. Badu Jack was a good fighter at 168. James DeGale at a period of time. Darrell, you know what I mean? So we had some great fighters, but not since probably Andre Ward have we had a definitive 168 pound dominant champion. And I think the winner of this fight will be that. Even though there's great guys like David Benavidez out there. See, David Benavidez, I like him a lot, but the only thing is he's the cause to some of his woes. Like, he lost his belt twice, so that's not a good look. And then he got Rona. I don't know the specifics, so I can't really speak on his Rona. I don't know if he put himself out there, or if he was masked up. I don't know if he's been vaccinated, so I can't really speak on that. But, you know, he has to get those things buttoned up a little bit tighter, but he would definitely be in the conversation. I know he probably want to fight the winner, yada, yada, yada. But these are the guys with belts. So based on accomplishments, if Caleb Plant beats Canelo as an underdog, you got to give him his props and got to say he's the best, you know, in the division. He'll have all 4 belts. So no matter what people say, if he wins fair and square, then he's the man. And same thing with Canelo. Canelo already has a storied career. He's moved up. So if he beats a guy like Caleb Plant in prime, full time to train, spotlight, new situation with PBC, back on pay-per-view, then you got to give Canelo his props. So I have no problem with the fight. The only problem I have is the diehard Canelo man fans. A lot of them have switched up. What they told you when it appeared that the Canelo Caleb Plant fight was dead, they told you one thing and said, and they really took a dump on Caleb Plant, Al Heyman, and PBC, and Canelo doubled back and circled back and still went to PBC and Al Heyman. But these are the same people. A lot of the Canelo Radical fans are the same people that said Caleb Plant just missed out on the biggest paycheck of his career because he got greedy and he's ducking, and they found all these things, these heinous things to say about him. They said Al Heyman wanted a multi-fight deal and he ruined the deal, and Canelo's the A side. They said all these different things, and obviously the deal wasn't as bad as they made it seem, or Caleb Plant wasn't ducking in the end, because they're actually fighting. So we know what the initial problem is what I told you. Canelo, he wants to be the boss of everything, and I think he tried to call their bluff, and then they were, part of business is the power. There's a power. It's not just business, any relationship. There's a power in being able to walk away. If you can walk away from any situation, that makes you like God tier, because that means you're not going to put up with just anything. Like, let's say you're in a relationship and a girl's disrespecting you, calling you out your name and stuff, and you're like, hey, if you keep continuing to disrespect me, we can go our separate ways. I'll move out, blah, blah, blah. But I will not tolerate you disrespecting me. And then if she doesn't change it, then you show her you ain't bluffing. And there's a power in that. There's a power in being able to walk away. And it shows confidence. It shows the utmost confidence. And it shows that you're a supreme being when you have enough like faith and ability and belief in yourself that you're not going to tolerate something. So PBC, they kind of called Canelo's bluff, to be real, because they were content allowing Canelo to walk, because he kind of threw up this Bevo card. They're like, all right, go fight Bevo on DAZN. We got Wilder Fury Part 3. We got Pacquiao Ugas. We're going to bring Gervonta Davis back probably in October, right? So, enjoy that. We offered you as much as we can, and you kept pushing it. So enough is enough. But none of that now is neither here nor there. But I still got to revisit the past, because the Canelo fans will force you to do this, because there's a lot of radical people in boxing, and they do a lot of this and they say a lot of stuff, and we have to revisit. Like Roy Jones said, y'all must have forgot. We got to revisit what they said. They disrespected Caleb Plant. They said he was a bum and he was ducking and he was scared. And then now the fight's done, and there's no, how you say he's scared and then the fight's done now. So it clearly wasn't his issue, because Canelo came back to the table and then the fight was made. People were quick to blame Caleb Plant. It wasn't him. It was Canelo kept Caleb Plant. His whole story to ESPN officially checks out now. It officially checks out. All that stuff he was saying about Canelo had these ridiculous demands, it was true. And then Canelo not wanting to fight Bevo, or maybe DAZN didn't want to pay for the Bevo fight, or whatever their situation was, he came back to his senses, and they probably tweaked it and said, hey, we can't give you 40 million. We'd have to postpone the Caleb Plant fight, if anything, if any one of y'all gets sick. But we're not going to just give you 40 million for a non-champion or Caleb Truex in the event of something unfortunate happens. And a lot of the fans, they seen David Benavidez got the Rona, and Errol Spence got an eye injury. They're like, oh, Canelo, he was on to something. He had a point. No, he didn't, because he just went back to PBC and Al Heyman and got it figured out. And I really don't feel PBC probably budged much on the ridiculous demands that he had in there. So it was probably Canelo just removing those things, realizing it was a great deal. It's a great opportunity for his legacy to try to collect 4 belts. The only Mexican to ever do that at super middleweight, have all 4 belts, or the attempt to. You know, Caleb Plant obviously is going to feel otherwise. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that he realized, you know, 40 million guarantee. He might have even heard out DAZN if or whatever they were willing to pay him for Bevo. And it's like, nah, I'll take the 40 million versus Plant and Undisputed. So I think this is a bad look for DAZN. I think they're running out of finances and budget. Even with Canelo not fighting for the remainder of 2021 on DAZN, it spells trouble. They have no American fights on their book. But I'll continue to talk about that. Stay tuned. This is the latest. I'll be covering this fight extensively. Very happy for Caleb Plant. I'm very happy for Canelo. You know, it's a great time in boxing when people get what they say they wanted. Canelo's been saying he wanted Undisputed. He said at 160 and he didn't fulfill it. He didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. That was the only guy he needed to fight for the belt, or he could have fought Charlo for to keep his belt, and he didn't do that. So now at 168, he has that opportunity. We'll see who wins. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Use my link in the description to get TUBEBUDDY. I can assure you, I've been on YouTube, start off with 0 subscribers. Now we're over 200,000. If you want to make money on YouTube, it takes money to make money. Invest in your brand like I have. I've been using TUBEBUDDY for years, and optimize your content. Ton of features that aren't available readily on YouTube. So consider that. Use my link below. ESPN Plus links, all my affiliates. Appreciate y'all. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. And I'm out.